So we have to pick up this seed. We have such a great opportunity here, and what we never planned was that Deb was going to be leaving, and Monica was going to be coming in for Deb's seat.
I was actually thinking, you know, this is it's a great place to be. Coming over here, not running for office, actually, but knowing that I'm coming over here to really support and to be here for Monica and for all of us, because we all know how important it is to have someone that really works for us and represents us. And so I cannot tell you how thrilled I am and how confident I am in this very bright, very talented woman who I believe will be our next state representative. And as we, over time, got to know each other, I learned that as a middle school teacher at Pacific Middle School, which is where my son went, and I'm thinking, my gosh, I'm a middle school teacher. Well, I know there are other middle school teachers here. That's going to be, I mean, that's a challenge in itself, right? It's something that I am just amazed for. But the more I talked with her, what I learned was her dedication, her complete dedication to the future and to her students and to the other teachers and her teammates in the school. So the last thing I'm going to say is that the very first thing that Monica will do as our state representative will be to take the oath of office. And that oath of office, what you are pledging is to serve the public to the best of your ability. Serve your constituents to the best of your ability. Now, I'll tell you what, how serious I take that, and how serious I know that Monica will take that, to serve us to the best of her ability, and that is huge. And her abilities are huge. And so I say this with just 1,000% confidence that Monica Stonier will be our next state representative, and she will be fantastic.
I think that we have a super candidate to replace Deb Wallace. Deb Wallace doesn't claim, and she will carry it. I'm very proud to be here. You know, it takes money to run campaigns. If you want Monica to win and represent us, as I believe a teacher can, two most important things for the future of our state and this community: education and jobs.
So, you know, I can tell you lots of stories about how I got to be here. Some of the early stories from when I was younger include things like when I got in an argument with my dad, about 9 or 10, about how exactly the state was funding public education. It's our first political argument, probably the last conversation for a lot of years about politics. But certainly there were things about myself that I knew early on. I knew I wanted to be a teacher, and Deb was right. When I applied to get into the Woodring School of Education at Western Washington University, I knew that if I didn't get in, I would just wait till I did, because that's where I wanted to go to school, is the only college I applied to. Knowing that early on, I think, has kind of set the tone for where my life would be headed in education. This is a new adventure for me, but it definitely is an extension of the work I do at school. I want to make sure that the work I do at school has its impact in the greatest way across the state. We grew up with strong examples of overcoming hardships, of women in leadership, and of working hard and pushing potential. When I think of my kids and my students, I want them to know someone who pushed it. I want them to know someone who worked hard for the common good of their community and who does it with integrity and with conviction. Together, we will make sure that business can grow and hire and aspire to offer quality health care and retirement, and make sure that they have the resources to invest in their employees, so that their employees will then invest in them. Together, we will make sure that teachers and parents have a stronger voice in what is best for our kids in classrooms, and make sure that our test scores are not the only measurement of growth in our students, the growth that our teachers continue to foster in spite of budget cuts, in spite of no child left behind policy, and in spite of unconstitutional equities in the quality of education for kids of color and poverty. Together, we will pull together and work for what we know is best for Clark County, for kids in schools, for business owners, who are still here with dreams to realize, for parents who work hard every day to provide and grow for lives for families, and especially for my former students here in the room, especially for them.